You know, Mother, I think it's colder in here than it is outside.
I was going to say the same thing, Elijah.
Maybe we'd better open the door and let in some warm air.
You better not. The snow will blow all over the place. See if there's any logs over there, and we'll build a fire.
You know, Mother, I think my feet are froze. I can't feel them when I walk.
I don't wonder. After that climb up the mountain. Lord, I'll never forget this night. Oh, about perished. Any logs there?
Yep, plenty of them. I got this thing all ready anyway. I was going to build a fire when I was up here last week. I'll have them blazing in a minute if I can find them darn matches. I can swear I put a box of them in my pocket before I left the house. Yep, here they are.
You'd better light a lamp first so you can see what you're doing.
That's a good idea.
Clock. 11 o'clock.
Yep, that's what it is, 11 o'clock. That train's been in over 20 minutes already. I suppose it's the storm that delays him. Tain't over a 10-minute walk up the mountain from the depot.
Maybe the train's late on account of the storm.
No, I heard it signal the crossing at Akwward Junction a half hour ago. That feller will be here before we know it. Light the other lamp, will you, Mother, while I get at this fire?
Maybe we should have gone to the depot to meet him.
No, we shouldn't have done nothing of the kind. The telegram just said to come here and open up the place and have it ready for him. Them's the instructions, and them's the things I follow. It's instructions.
But what do you suppose anybody wants to be doing in a summer hotel on the top of a mountain in the dead of winter?
Mother, you know I can't figure out nothing. If I could, I'd been a multi-millionaire years ago, instead of an old fool caretaker. Dust up a bit there, will you, Mother? And make the place look a little respectable. She'll be going all right in a minute now.
What's his name again?
McGee, I think the telegram says.
McGee?
Wait a minute, I'll make sure.
Give it to me, I want to read it for myself. The whole thing's very mysterious to me. Chair.
Of course it's mysterious, but it's none of our business. Mr. Bentley is the owner of Baldpate Inn. If Mr. Bentley wants to permit some damn fool to come to this place to be froze to death by stale air and be frightened to death by spooks, it's his concern and not ours. Ah, there she goes. She's blazing up fine. That'll warm it up in here a little.
My friend, William Hallowell McGee, will arrive in Akwward Falls tonight on the 10:40. He will occupy Baldpate Inn, so be prepared to receive him there, and turn the key over to him and do what you can to make him comfortable. He has important work to do, and has chosen Baldpate for his workshop. Follow instructions. Ask no questions. Hal Bentley.
Sounds like them black hand notes they send to rich men, don't it?
I can't understand it for the life of me.
Mother!
Yes?
Maybe the feller's committed some crime and is coming here to hide.
Do you think so, Elijah?
I don't know. I say, maybe.
Well, if that's so, why should Mr. Bentley be interested in such a man?
I never thought of that. Well, whatever it is, it's none of our business. And we mustn't mix in other people's affairs.
Elijah.
What?
Do you think I'd better fix up one of them rooms?
Sure. He'll have to have a place to sleep. Here. That opens the linen closet. You'd better fix up that first room to the left. That's the one Mr. Bentley always takes when he comes.
And you'd better put another log on the fire. He'll probably be chilled to the bone by the time he climbs that mountain. Do you think he'll find his way alone?
He'll find his way all right. The station agent will most likely direct him.
Occupying a summer hotel in the dead of winter. Beats all what some people will do.
It's pretty darn mysterious, all right. I'll be jiggered if I can figure it out. Mother! Mother! Mother!
Did you call me, Elijah?
Hush, don't talk so loud.
What's the matter? Good Lord, what's that?
It's him. He's here.
Who?
The the man.
Where?
At the door.
Why don't you let him in?
Do you think I'd better?
Well, ain't that what the telegram said?
Why, yes, of course, but...
You got your instructions. Come on, do as you're told.
Yes, just a minute.
Poor things have froze.
What's the matter, young fellow? Are you cold?
Am I cold? Well, I feel pretty rocky, but I've got to laugh at
Yes, I guess so. Here, young fella, try a little of this.
Thanks.
Do you suppose it's him?
How do I know?
Well, ask him and find out.
Thanks again. 1,000 thanks.
Oh, you just put that in your pocket. You might need it later on.
Thanks.
You're McGee, ain't you?
Right. What's left of me is still McGee. You expected me, of course.
Oh yes, we got Mr. Bentley's telegram all right. My name's Quimby.
So I surmised.
This lady is my wife, Mrs. Quimby.
I thought as much. Delighted, Mrs. Quimby.
Glad to meet you, Mr. McGee.
You'll pardon me for not rising, but really I'm terribly cold.
That's all right. You sit there and don't get up. We've been living here in the mountains so long, we don't mind the cold as much as strangers do. But even we felt it tonight, didn't we, Elijah?
That's right, Mother. This is an uncommon cold night.
Well, that little trip from the railroad station to the top of the mountain has taught me to firmly believe everything Jack London ever wrote, and everything old Dr. Cook ever lied about. So this is Baldpate, is it? Well.
Won't he talk funny?
Yes, acts funny too. There's something the matter with him, sure.
You say you received Mr. Bentley's telegram saying I would be here.
Yes, it only came about an hour ago, so we didn't have much time to prepare.
I didn't decide to come until 4 o'clock this afternoon.
We were scared most to death getting the telegram in the middle of the night.
I'm very sorry to have taken you out on a night like this, but it was altogether necessary in order that I accomplish what I've set out to do. Let me see. The rooms above are equipped with fireplaces, I believe.
Yes, I'm just fixing up one of the rooms. I'll start the fire too. I'll have it all ready for you inside of 5 minutes.
I wish you would. Yes. This would be too big a barn to work in. I'll no doubt be more comfortable up there.
He says he's going to work. I wonder what he means.
Pump it. Try to find out. Give me the matches.
This is, I presume, the hotel front desk.
That's right.
Well. This certainly is old John H. Seclusion himself.
Lights. I'm going with that.
Don't be alarmed, Mrs. Quimby. It's all right. I think I can explain this thing. Mr. Bentley's probably had the power turned on. He knew I'd need to have some real light for this kind of work. And now, I suppose you're wondering what the devil I'm doing here.
That's just what I was wondering, young fella.
Well, I'll try to explain, although I'm not sure you'll understand. Sit down, Mr. Quimby. It's all right, sit down. And now, you are not, I take it, the sort of man who follows closely the light and frivolous literature of the day.
How's that?
You don't read the sort of novels that are sold by the pound in department stores?
Nope.
Well, I write those novels.
The dickens you do.
Wild, thrilling tales of the tired businessman's tired wife. Shots in the night, chases after fortune. Cupid busy with his arrows all over the place. It's good fun. I like to do it. And there's money in it.
You don't mean to tell me.
Oh, yes, considerable. Of course, they say I'm a cheap melodramatic banter. They say my writing process is a scream. Perhaps they're right.
Perhaps.
Did you ever read The Scarf and Satchel?
Never.
That's one of mine.
Is it?
I've come to Baldpate to think, to get away from melodrama if at all possible. To do a novel so fine and literary that Henry Cabot Lodge will come to me with tears in his eyes and beg me to join his band of self-made immortals. I'm going to do all this right here, in this inn, sitting in this mountain, looking down on this little old world as Jove looked down from Olympus. What do you think of that?
Maybe it's all for the best.
Of late I've been running short on material. I've needed inspiration. A title gave me it. The lonesomest spot on earth. Given to me by my dear friend and your employer, Mr. Hal Bentley. What and where is the lonesomest spot on earth, I asked. A summer resort in the winter, said he. He told me of Baldpate and dared me to come. I took the dare, and here I am.
You mean you're going to write a book?
But that's just exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to novelty Baldpate. I'm here to get atmosphere.
Lord, you'll get plenty of that, all right. When are you going to start in?
Just as soon as I absorb my surroundings and take a few mental notes. You see, I do most of my work in the dead of night. I find I concentrate more readily from midnight on, but I must have absolute solitude. The crackle of the fire, the roar of the wind, the ticking of my watch will alone bear me company at Baldpate. This all sounds very strange and weird, you know.
How's that?
I say, you can't quite fathom me.
Well, you're here of your own accord, I take it.
My dear Mr. Quimby, I'm here on a bet.
On a bet?
Exactly. I have here an explanation of the thing in Bentley's handwriting. Do you care to look it over, or would you rather I read it to you?
Yes, go on and read it. I like to hear you talk.
Then my personality has evidently worked its way into your good graces.
How's that?
I mean to say that evidently I appeal to you.
Well, I don't know as you particularly appeal to me, but...
But what?
Oh, I guess I better not say it.
Come on, what's on your mind? Tell me.
Well, to be honest with you, I can't figure out if you're a smart man or a damn fool.
Would you believe it, my dear sir? I've been stalled between those two opinions of myself for years. My publishers say I'm a smart man. My critics call me a damn fool. However, that's neither here nor there. This will perhaps clear away the cloud of mystery to some extent. Oh, perhaps Mrs. Quimby would be interested enough to hear this. Would you call her, please?
Sure. Mother! Oh, Mother!
Yes, I'm all through. Everything's ready up here. You'd better come up, mister, and see if it satisfies you before you go.
It's all right, Mrs. Quimby. I'll take your word for it that everything's fine.
Come down here, Mother. Mr. McGee wants to read something to you.
Is that so? I started the fire, so I guess the room will be comfortable enough to sleep in by the time you get ready to go to bed.
Sit down, Mother.
What?
Go on. See, I'm sitting. Mr. McGee's going to tell us why he's here.
Is that so? Lord, I'd love to know.
I've just explained to your husband that I'm an author. I do popular novels, and I'm here to write a story. A story of Baldpate Mountain, laid in this very hotel, perhaps in this identical room. I am to complete this task within 24 hours, starting at midnight tonight.
Understand, Mother? He's going to write a book.
Going to write a book in 24 hours.
That is the wager that has been set between Mr. Bentley and myself. He claimed it couldn't be done. I claimed it could. $5,000 worth of his sporting blood boiled, and he reached for his fountain pen and checkbook. I covered the bet, and we posted the checks at the 44th Street Club. And he was to choose the godforsaken spot. He succeeded. I ran to my apartment, placed some manuscript paper, a dozen sandwiches, and my slippers in a suitcase, grabbed my faithful typewriting machine, just made the train, and here you see me, ready to win or lose the wager as the case may be.
What to think of that, Mother?
I never heard of such a thing.
Here is a copy of the agreement, in which you will notice your name is mentioned, Mr. Quimby. But listen. You are to leave New York City on the 4:45 for Akwward Falls, arriving at 10:40, and go direct to Baldpate Inn, atop the Baldpate Mountain, where you will be met by my caretaker, Mr. Elijah Quimby, who, after making you comfortable, will turn over to you the key to the inn, the only key in existence. Is that correct?
It's the only key I know of.
There ain't no other key, I can swear to that.
Good. This will ensure you against interruption, and give you the solitude necessary for concentration. You are to begin work at 12 o'clock Tuesday night, and turn over to Mr. Elijah Quimby the completed manuscript of the 10,000-word story of Baldpate, no later than 12 o'clock Wednesday night. Do you understand?
You're to turn it over to me?
Precisely.
What do you think of that, Mother?
I never heard of such a thing.
You know Bentley's handwriting. There is his signature. See for yourself.
It's his writing, ain't it, Mother?
Looks like it, but
But what?
the whole thing don't sound right to me.
Me neither. We'd better watch this cuss.
I think so too.
Bring!
Good Lord!
Did you hear that?
Do you mean the telephone?
Spooks!
Why, that thing's been out of commission all winter.
Let's get out of here, Elijah.
Don't be alarmed, Mrs. Quimby. I think I can explain. Bentley has just about had the service renewed. He probably wants to find out if I've arrived. Excuse me a moment. Hello? Hello, yes. Yes, right on time. Almost 20 minutes ago. Half frozen, thank you. Yes, he's here now. Also, Mrs. Quimby. Oh, we understand each other perfectly well. That's everything you said it was. The lonesomest spot on Earth is right. You still feel that way about it, eh? Oh, your opinion's gonna cost you $5,000, old man. All right, we'll see. If you want to talk to him, just a second. He wants to talk to you, Mr. Quimby.
Is it Mr. Bentley?
Yes, here you are. Sit right down.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Bentley. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand, sir. At 12 o'clock? Yes, sir. Oh, I'll be right here waiting. Fine, thank you, sir. We're both fine. All right, sir. Wait a minute. I'll ask him. He wants to know if there's anything more you want to say.
No, just give him my regards. And tell him I'm spending his money already.
He says there's nothing else, sir. Yes, sir, I understand. Goodbye, sir. He wants me to be here at 12 o'clock tomorrow night to talk to him on the telephone again.
And it's sad news you'll impart to him. I'm going to win this wager, Mr. Quimby. You know, this whole thing wouldn't make a bad story in and of itself. I'm thinking seriously of using it for the groundhog. Oh, this leads to where?
Oh, that leads through to the cellar where we keep our wine.
I see. Have you the exact time, Mr. Quimby?
Mine says 11:30.
30 minutes to get my bearings and frame up a character or two for a start.
Will I put these in your room?
No, you needn't bother.
Oh, it's no bother at all. I'm only too glad to do anything for a friend of Mr. Bentley.
And now, you're quite sure I won't be disturbed while I'm writing?
Who's going to disturb you here? No one ever comes within a mile of this place till around the 1st of April, except myself. And I only come up about once a week this kind of weather.
You don't suppose any of Mr. Bentley's Asquward friends, hearing of my wager, will take it upon themselves to interrupt the progress of my work?
Nobody knows you're here except for me and the missus, and we ain't going to tell no one.
I have your word for that.
I never broke my word in my life. Guess that's why I'm a poor man. The only other time I remember of anybody coming here in the winter was the time of the reform wave in Reuton. The reformers got after a lot of crooked politicians, and they broke in here in the middle of the night and hid a lot of graft money in that safe over there.
You mean to tell me reformers hid money in that safe?
No, the politicians. Reformers never have any money.
Splendid!
What are you laughing at?
Nothing, it's all right. Go on, tell me about the hidden graft.
Oh, there's nothing much to tell. Some fellers up and gave them away, and the police came the next morning and found it here. Nobody claimed it, so of course they never got the gang. They threw a lot of fellers out of office, I believe. I didn't read much about it, but that's over 4 years ago. You needn't be afraid. You won't be disturbed here.
Reformers? Hidden money? Sounds like a grafting politicians? Reformers? Hidden money? Sounds like a good seller.
Is there anything more we can do for you, Mr. McGee?
No, nothing I can think of. Thank you. I'll be quite...
Oh, yes, of course. You've forgotten something, Mr. Quimby.
Forgot what?
The key.
Oh, Lord, yes, the key. Here it is.
Now you're positively certain that this is the only key to Baldpate in existence?
Yes, sir, I'm sure.
I can swear to it.
Good.
What are you going to do? Lock yourself in?
Precisely.
I don't mind staying here and keeping watch for you if you want me to.
No, thanks. I much prefer to be alone.
I'd rather it would be you than me. Lord, I should think you'd be afraid of ghosts.
Mother, I've told you 20 times, there ain't no such thing.
Well, they've been seen here before, just the same.
Ghosts?
Oh, don't mind her, Mr. McGee. We think we know what the ghost is. There's an old feller up here in the mountain by the name of Peters. He's a hermit.
A hermit?
Yes, he's one of them fellers that's been disappointed in love. His wife run off with a traveling man. He come here about 10 years ago. Lives in a little shack about 1.5 miles north of here. Calls it the Hermit's Cave. All the summer boarders buy picture postcards from him. We figure he's the feller that's been frightening the people down in the valley by waving a lantern from the mountainside with a white sheet wrapped around it.
But no one ever proved it was him.
But who else could it be? There ain't no such thing as ghosts, is there, Mr. McGee?
Well, I hope not. Ghosts? Hermits?
say goodnight, sir.
Good night. And remember, 12 o'clock sharp tomorrow night for Mr. Bentley's phone call.
I'll be here on the minute.
Now I'm coming to see if you're still alive. Lord, I should think you'd be scared to death.
Mother, he will be if you keep on like that. Well, good night, sir, and good luck.
And good night. I don't envy your trip down the mountain on a night like this.
Good night, sir.
And good night, Mrs. Quimby. Keep a sharp lookout for ghosts and hermits.
Oh, Lord, don't remind me, please.
Only one, eh? We'll see. The end!